have with me here Torger Reve. He was the president of BI from 1997 to 2005, and he's currently a professor in strategy. Welcome, Mr. Reve.
Thank you.
What do you consider to be the most important things that happened during your period as a president?
I think I would focus on three things. The first, which was my primary job when I was recruited, I came from the competitor in Bergen, was to build a research base for BI, because BI had been a very successful business teaching institution for years, had taken large market shares, but it didn't have the same research base as the universities and the competitors around. So build a research base. That needed a doctorate program, we needed more research, articles out and so on. That has really been successful, but it takes a while to build because it implies recruiting and training and time for research and so on. Because it's not the most profitable thing you can do, but it's necessary to get the accreditations, to get the standings internationally that is required. So that was number one, build a research base. Number two, which has been important, was important for me and has even been perhaps more important today, is to build international base. And international is more than a student exchange. International is working with international companies, working internationally also as an institution. So we established activities, actually we started a business school in Lithuania with 2 campuses. We started with a joint venture with Fudan University in Shanghai that's been very successful. We have been educating MBAs in China now that are really moving up the ladders in the Chinese organizations. And I think the Chinese MBA program is now our flagship program. So working internationally, that's my second priority, and that has been important. Because business is international and research is international, so BI need to be international, not only home-based. And the third was building new campus. Because when we talk about BI, they say BI before and after Nydalen. Building Nydalen as a campus where we could combine all the schools we had in Oslo, get the best, most modern facilities in Europe. Actually, we challenged the architect to build a campus that would do our training the way we wanted it. So we told him about the learning principles, and we said, can you convert this into a building?
Tailor-made.
Yes, for our interactive way of teaching. He traveled Europe and said, no, I have nothing to learn from the universities because they are palaces or temples. So we created BI, which is unique for that.
And you earned some money on the way.
Yeah, we had a buy option that made us this also a very profitable project. So we strengthened the equity base of BI. That's always, as a foundation, you can't get much money from you don't have no owners. So you have no owners. So you have to get your own money, and this transaction gave us a very solid equity base.
China has been especially important for you in your work to internationalize BI. Why is that?
Well, because China is the most dynamic economy in the world. It will be the largest and most dominant economy. It's moving up fast. It will pass US very soon. And so we need to understand China. And we saw a growing market there for executive education. And the targeting, when we found a joint venture with Fudan, we created this idea, best of both. The idea is they know the Chinese, will provide the international together. That will be the best education. So this has been perhaps BI's most successful program. I consider it as a flagship program. It's the program that Financial Times sees the most. That's why BI moves up every year. So we need to have programs like that, as we have at Fudan, and now we are developing similar programs in Beijing.
Recently, you delivered a report to the Ministry of Industry in Norway on entrepreneurship and startups. What do these reports say? Well,
I've always tried to be active as a researcher, also when I was president, because I think it's important that you are part of the society in a good way. And my field has been strategy and industrial competitiveness. And more so, the whole transition of the economy is about new firms. Business schools often focus on old firms, established firms, big firms, multinationals and so on. But what we found in this project that we worked with MIT was that the startups, and maybe not the startups, but the scale-ups. We had a slogan in the project, from startup to scale-up. Scale-ups are the newly formed firms that grow, that become big. We have a slogan in the project saying, why are there so many Torger's Pizza? They will remain small. Why don't we have more Opera software? that grows big, and we sell them to the Chinese for 10 billion Norwegian kroner. That is the kind of things we need to grow. That's where we get the new changers that will change the economy. And I think BI, with its enormous student base, diverse student base, will have a very important role to play in startups and scale-ups.
Is Norway a good place to start a new business?
Yes and no. I think Oslo is a good place. There are things that could be changed, but I think Oslo is moving up, along with Stockholm and Copenhagen, as we talk about Nordic as innovation hub of Europe. I think this is, the young people will see the opportunities here. Not only go into the large jobs in large firms, when create their own jobs and really make them grow.
How can BI help better this situation?
Well, entrepreneurship can be trained. It's not a born trait. It is, you can be trained. So you train entrepreneurship in school, from bachelor and up. You train people in companies to scale. We have programs. We have programs where we teach commercialization. Lots of the science people, they have a good idea, technical idea. They don't know how to make money. BI should teach them how to make money of this, and that will be the new industries of the future.
Some say that today's business candidates are the best ever. Do you agree?
I think potentially they are. If you are able to combine disciplines in new ways, if you stick with the old disciplines very strictly, conservatively, you may not be the best. But I think if you can combine them, digitalization, internationalization, understanding people, not only read books. I think we have a tremendous change power in the society. I think that's the future role of business schools, not only to produce business candidates, but to produce the new industries, the new companies.
What do you wish for BI in the coming years?
Well, my wish is that BI every year becomes better than it was the year before, because if we go the other way, we will deflate the degrees. I want BI to inflate the degrees of all the hundreds of thousands, actually, people that have BI degrees, alumni. They should be proud of BI. Every year BI becomes better. That means everybody with a degree from BI has a better future, better value, market value.
It should be a good investment to take an education.
Absolutely.
BI.
It's already, I mean, if you look at the kind of jobs the students get, I say they get maybe 2 good jobs early, but that means that whatever they paid for tuition is easily paid back.
Thank you, Mr. Torger Reve.